Welcome to Will Motivation. Holla.
He get on the beat.
Oh Lord, Jesse made another one.
Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Will Motivation back with another video, and today I'm going to talk about driving while black, and in this case black and in a Lamborghini. Now some of you guys might be wondering, why the heck is he doing a video about driving while black in a Lamborghini? Well, the short answer is someone asked me that question at a car show recently. They say, how does it feel to be the only black guy here driving a Lamborghini? And I kind of thought about it and I was like, wow, that's not really something that I normally think about. But you know, that question coming from that person, I'm not gonna say who it was, you know, but that question coming from that person deserved a good response. You know, how does it feel? What is it like? You know, do I have to worry about the police stopping me or harassing me because they see this black guy in a nice car? You know, what is that experience like? So in this video I want to talk about it, but this video is not only for black people, but it's also for other minorities. It's also for white people out there that might want to know, you know, what the deal is. They might not have thought about it either, but to be honest, I'm just going to give you guys the real deal on what it's like to be, you know, black driving a Lamborghini. All right, so first of all, if this is your first time tuning into my channel, this is my black Lamborghini. It's a Lamborghini Aventador LP 700 horsepower. It actually has, that's a wrap on it. The real color is like a champagne color, but this wrap is called Satin Brush Metallic, and it has like a brush texture to it. But I've had this car for almost a year now, so I think that would qualify me to talk about the Lamborghini ownership experience. When I was a kid, kind of grew up in the inner cities, never really thought that I would own a Lamborghini one day, but I find myself in a position to where other kids see me and they start to think about the possibilities of them owning a Lamborghini one day because they look like me, or just because they're curious and they see me as the everyday guy, which is true. But I would say I probably work harder than the average person, and I try to work smarter, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a business owner. I own 3 primary businesses. One of those businesses is a social network that I started a long time ago from my background in software engineering. That is my primary business. It's called hbcuconnect.com. The second business I started is a software company to build social networking software and build software that would generate revenue through other online endeavors. That is called Moss Interactive. And my third company is called Moss Estates. I am a real estate investor, and we are right here on one of my real estate projects, which I came to come check out because I want to know the progress. So, and these real estate investments are how I pay for my toys. So this isn't my only Lamborghini. This is probably like my 4th or 5th Lamborghini. I also own a Lamborghini Huracan, supercharged by VF Engineering. This Lamborghini, in this video, I'm going to show you. I just upgraded the exhaust and I got a tune on this Lamborghini. So if you're a Lamborghini fan, this is going to be cool because it's getting a little dark out here. So I'm gonna let it get a little darker. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you what kind of flames this car will shoot out of the exhaust. So stay tuned for the flames. But let me get into driving while black and my experience being one of the only Lamborghini owners that happens to be black, at least in Columbus, Ohio. And for those of you guys that don't know, Columbus, Ohio is a major city in the United States, probably like number 13 number 13 or 14th largest city in the country. A lot of black people here, but not a lot of them have Lamborghinis. The only other Lamborghini owner I know that's black in Columbus is a basketball player by the name of Trey Burke. So a lot of you guys probably know Trey Burke. He's from Columbus. He's had his Lamborghini around. Other than that, some of my Columbus people, let me know if I'm forgetting somebody, but I might be the only other black person with a Lamborghini in Columbus, Ohio. So the first thing people probably want to know is when the police see me in this car, they see this black dude with a big grin on his face driving this $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 car. Of course, it didn't cost me that much. I bought it used. They see me in the car. Do I get harassed by the police? What has been my experience with the police driving Lamborghinis? So I've had 5 or 6 Lamborghinis at this point, and I have been pulled over in the Lambo a total of 1 time. And that last time I got pulled over, I was actually coming back from Miami, Florida. I drove all the way from Florida at speeds I won't mention, but I got all the way to Ohio, and I wasn't really speeding. I mean, I was going over the speed limit, but I wasn't doing Lamborghini speed. I was doing like, I think 70 and a 55. And the only reason I was doing 70 and a 55 is because I was on this route called Route 33, and the speed limit changes back and forth between 55, 65, and 75 in short, like it's like a route, like a back road Ohio route, but the speed limit changes a lot. There was a cop sitting on the side of the road. He had no idea I was a black person, but he probably did see this Lamborghini. He was like, because I really wasn't speeding. I'm going 70 and a 55. They know it's kind of like a speed trap because the 55, it just turned to 55, then it turns to 75 again. I wasn't trying to speed. There were deer everywhere, but he pulled me over, and like I said, he probably didn't even know I was black. And once he saw me, I rolled down the window. Of course, me being a black person, and I have had some bad experiences with the cops in the past. I was very compliant, of course, didn't give him any hard time, but he didn't give me a hard time either. And he let me off with a warning, and he said, you got to be careful because there's deer out here. And I told him, I was like, yeah, that's why I really wasn't trying to speed, because I saw deer everywhere.
Here's your driver's license back. Slow down a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Speed limit's 55. It does change to 70
Okay.
in about 7 miles.
Okay.
But deer all over.
Deer,
33.
yeah. That's why I wasn't trying to speed.
33 is terrible for deer, so just slow down.
Okay.
Be careful. Have a safe rest of your trip.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's just that I was paying more attention to the road than my actual speed. And in this car, going 70 miles an hour feels like you're going 45. And that's the honest to God truth. This car can cruise on the freeway very, very comfortably right around 100 miles an hour. And I'm kid you not. Like, if you're going 100 miles an hour in this car, it feels like you're going 70. And that's honest to God truth. The car was very comfortable driving it from Florida. But back to the point, I've been stopped 1 time driving several different Lamborghinis over the last 4 or 5 years. And I would attribute that mostly to the fact that when the cops pull you over and you're in a car like this, they automatically make some assumptions about you, in my opinion, right? So nobody got mad at me. I only got pulled over once. Like I said, he didn't get mad at me because I was black. He didn't get mad at me because I had a Lamborghini, and maybe he didn't. But I think they make assumptions to say this person is probably not a criminal. The car comes back clean. Of course, he ran my license. My license, I have no record. I don't even have any speeding tickets in the last 7 years, I don't think. So, and in Ohio, I definitely don't. Like in the last 10 years, I haven't had a speeding ticket here. But he probably ran my check, saw the car wasn't stolen, saw it was registered to me, and he's like, okay, this dude's not a criminal. Let me tell him to slow down, and he let me go. But they probably assume that if you're driving a car like this, you're not out on your way to commit a crime. You know what I'm saying? So I would expect, to be honest, if they pulled me over in any one of my Lamborghinis, they probably, or at least around here where I am, they probably would not give me a hard time. I have stopped by the police station close to my house. There's a police station about a half mile away from my house, I have taken my cars there, stopped in the parking lot, and spoken to the police officers to make sure that they know who I am. So if they see me around, they already know. There's a black dude in the neighborhood. He's got a Lambo, and I'm not up to no good. I'm just out here trying to live my life, do my job, and have some fun with my cars. So that's been my experience so far with, you know, with the police and owning a Lamborghini. I don't get harassed at all, but I find it kind of interesting that I happen to be the only black person that has a Lamborghini in my city other than a basketball player, which is why, if you notice on my channel, one of the first videos that I did a video asking people to guess what my profession is, because I wanted to make the point that if you see somebody that doesn't look like the stereotypical owner of a supercar, don't automatically assume that that person is an athlete, right? Or somebody that plays football or basketball. So I did a video about that, and that was kind of like my point. It was like, I want people to know that there are professionals out here and business owners out here that work hard, do well for themselves, and they might just have an affection or a passion for cars. Because I obviously have a passion, because I've spent a lot of money on these cars, but it's my passion, it's my hobby, it's my escape from work and the hard work that I do. And so I made that video to show people that if you see somebody that maybe looks like me, don't automatically assume that I'm some type of athlete or something like that. Assume that I work hard and I'm smart and I invest money and I make money doing things legitimately, and this is what I do. And I kind of, you know, broke down what I do for a living. I shared a little bit about how I invest in real estate and how I'm actually able to afford the Lamborghini, because that was sort of the point of my whole channel. So that has been my experience. There are not a lot of you know, African Americans or black people, at least in the United States, that run around in Lamborghinis like myself. But you know, when you're at the car shows, to be honest, I don't really think about it. I know black people like Lamborghinis. The fact that I don't know exactly how many of them own Lamborghinis, I never really thought about it, but I know I wanted one, and I know I was willing to work hard to afford it, and I went out and bought one, or two, or three, or four, or five. You know what I'm saying? So, so that's the story. That's been my experience. One cool thing about having a car like this, and you're a minority, you're black or whatever, and you know, I'm not racist, you know, I like white people, whatever color people, right? I go to the car shows, and I noticed that if I'm not driving this car, nobody white might not say anything to me. And I don't blame white people for that. I'm just saying this is how it is. But when I am driving the car, people that are white happen to say something to me. And they happen to, I don't know, maybe they see me and they're curious, so they build a relationship with me. And I've actually met a lot of cool people at car shows and car events that I probably would not have met if it were not the fact that I had this car. So I think having this car opens up networking possibilities, because people become curious when they see somebody. It's like almost like if you saw, there's not too many women, at least in Columbus, Ohio, that drive Lamborghinis. Like if you saw a woman that drove a Lamborghini, you might be like, I wonder what her story is. Wonder, you know, like let me network with this person and ask them some questions, because I'm curious. And I think that's what happens with me. They see me in there, and I made a lot of new friends because they see me at the car show with this car. So that has also been my experience. I'm just speaking from facts. I'm not trying to make any statements or about racism or anything like that. I'm just telling you what happens. You know, this has been a really fun experience. I don't often think about the fact that I'm a black guy that's, you know, driving a nice car. I don't think about it a lot, because I think what you focus on expands, and I focus more on like whatever I can do to progress, you know, with my goals. I don't really think about things that will slow me down from my goals or cause me to have mental roadblocks. So when I bought this car, had nothing to do with me being black and having a car. Now, when I started my YouTube channel, however, I knew there were kids like me that might think there are limits on themselves because of racism and things like that. So I consciously wanted to create this YouTube channel to inspire kids that are from, you know, humble beginnings. It might be a racial thing, it might be they're black or whatever, it might be they're a minority, a Latino or whatever, or it might be the fact that maybe they're white, but they come from humble beginnings. Maybe they grew up poor like me. And I wanted to create this channel to inspire people to know that no matter what they look like or where they come from, you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. There's no limits on you, even if things are harder for you for whatever reason. So that was part of my emphasis on making this YouTube channel. That's why I enjoy and love doing these videos. But now, with that all being said, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, because that would help me out. That will help the channel grow, and that will help me to try to make more videos talking about this experience and inspiring other people. But I know you guys probably want to see the flames that this car can shoot out. Now this is a investment property neighborhood that I'm in, so there's some people living here, but I'm gonna try to give you guys some flames, but I'm gonna let it get a little bit darker, so stay tuned. We're about to shoot some flames. Yo, this is Will Motivation. Just wanted to say thanks for checking out this video. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And also feel free to share this video with your friends and be a part of the movement. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Holla.